The Corsa Performance Extreme Catback that we have here today will be for the 2021 and newer 5-liter truck owners looking for, I would say, one of the top 3 loudest systems available for your Coyote powered rig, along with an extremely high quality build and very cool side exit configuration. But let's not beat around the bush, guys. If you want to be heard, there may be no better system than the Corsa Extreme. Prepare for all of your neighbors to absolutely hate your guts, as the Extreme gets an easy 5 out of 5 on my patented 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. Now, on top of that volume, the Corsa Extreme is a bit higher pitch compared to some of your other category screamers, such as the Borla Attack, for instance. So with that being said, expect a little bit more rasp here with the Extreme. That should certainly be noted. Now, what I will say is, for all that noise, all that carnage on the outside of the truck, things on the inside do remain relatively quiet and very much drone free, thanks to Corsa's RSC, or reflective sound cancellation technology. Now, you can certainly hear things on the inside when you're beating on the truck, there's no denying that, but when you've got the cruise control set at 65, 75, whatever, you really can't even tell the system is on. And that's why I really do enjoy the Corsa stuff from a personal standpoint. I always like to refer to them as kind of the Jekyll and Hyde of aftermarket exhaust, because you can really control the volume with your right foot. It can be loud when you want it to be, but be very quiet when you want it to be as well. Now, your construction is also going to be completely top-notch here with Corsa, guys. This does include the Made in the USA build throughout. T304 grade stainless steel is what you're looking at, guys, the premium material in the exhaust world. That does include things like your straight through tiny little Extreme Series muffler here, small amount of 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, and of course all exiting out the twin polished tips. Unique with this particular system because it is going to exit just before that passenger side rear tire, and that's going to deliver that very cool looking side exit appearance, kind of like those old school Lightnings. Now, because we are dealing with a very nice build here, very nice materials, Corsa is going to throw a lifetime warranty at the Extreme in case of any defects over the years. Now, that premium build quality and premium materials, they do come at a cost, as the Extreme and its low $900 price tag does put this into, I would say, the same category as other premium options from companies like Roush or Magnaflow. But I will say the combination of the side exit and the chrome tips here, that does help contribute to one of the more affordable Corsa catbacks for this generation truck. Now, from here, you can go with the factory style exit behind the passenger side rear tire, and Corsa does also offer a new for 2021 dual exhaust for the 5-liter truck, but all of those systems are going to be far more expensive compared to the pre-tire exit that we have here. But let's move into the installation, and site's gonna call this one a pretty strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and about 2 hours to complete from start to finish. I will say this style of exit, this pre-tire exit, you're not dealing with a whole lot of piping here, guys, so this is pretty simple. Once you get that factory system out of the way, I would say that's probably gonna be the most difficult part of this job. But what do you say we grab our toolbox, let's head out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and quick tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include an impact gun, a ratchet, an exhaust hanger remover tool, a can of penetrating lubricant, a flathead screwdriver, 15 mil wrench, a couple different size extensions, 13, 15, and shallow 17 millimeter sockets. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to install an exhaust on our F-150. First, we're going to watch a quick little uninstall video, and then I'll meet you right back here for the install.
Start by grabbing your 13 millimeter socket and undoing the 2 bolts at the flange. Next, take your exhaust hanger removal tool and get the muffler out of the isolator. Next, we're gonna slide our exhaust towards the tail end so we can get them out of the 2 additional hangers. And then we're gonna drop the whole exhaust as a full. I grabbed a buddy to help me out with that.
So our first step is going to be to take our front pipe and our flange, slide that over the front pipe, and then we can raise it up into place. So now once we have it lifted into place, we can start our hardware. Now the factory is going to be a 17mm bolt. However, ours was replaced. So we have a 17mm bolt and a 15mm nut on the back. And then we can take our 17mm socket and 15mm wrench to tighten these down. So now we can take a 3-inch clamp and slide that over our front pipe. And then we can lift our muffler into place, slide that in, and then once we have the clearance here, we can twist that up into place. And now we can slide our clamp into position, and we'll tighten that down with a 15mm socket. Now before we can install our tailpipe, we're gonna have to add a hanger. So this is gonna go right up here, right above the frontmost leaf spring mount on the passenger side of the truck. So to do that, we have a couple U-clips that will slide through the square holes and over the circles. And then we can put our bolts straight through our U-clips. So now we can take our U-clips. This threaded portion is gonna go towards the inside of the frame rail. So we'll slide them into that square. And then we'll click down into that hole. And if you're having trouble getting it to clear, you can use a flathead to push that in. And then once we have those lined up, we can add our hanger and our bolt. And then we'll install our bottom bolt. And then we can tighten these down with a 13mm socket. And then we can take our rubber isolator and slide that over the edge. So now we can install our tailpipe. So we'll get another 3-inch clamp, slide that in. And then we'll put it into the back of our muffler first, and then into our hanger. Now we'll grab our other hanger. And now we can grab our clamp, slide it into position, and tighten it down with a 15mm socket. Now we can take the last of our 3-inch clamps, slide it over our tailpipe, and then we can install our tips. And then we can slide our clamp into position and tighten that down with a 15mm socket. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Corsa Performance Extreme single exhaust system with polished tips and middle side exit for your 2021 and newer 5.0 liter F-150. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.